spending singles and doubles matches in the first week and obviously getting to the singles final, I feel pretty good with how your season's getting underway so far, not many bumps in the road early on.
Yeah, I mean, I think most important, like you say, is to play enough matches. Number two, physically holding up, surviving the shock. I mean, you can train as much as you want, but it's never like the match. I'm not saying the match is tougher, it's just different, because you're going to stretch for that extra ball here and there, and that's what can hurt the body sometimes, whereas when you're doing fitness and training, you're actually going much harder overall. So it's been a good week so far, and I hope I can play a good finals tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that finals against Leighton, and it's great clearly being in the finals the first week of the year.
As far as the racket goes, do you still feel any adjustments needed, or like it's always been that way?
No, I mean now at this point, like, I'm not going to do any adjustments anyways. We'll see down the stretch, but right now I'm just very happy how it's feeling. It's been able to put a lot of hours on the racket in practice and now also in the matches, so that's very important. We'll see how quick the conditions are in Melbourne then, if you have to maybe change tensions in the racket and so forth, but the focus is elsewhere now. It's not on the racket necessarily.
Given the likelihood of a dogfight against Leighton Hewitt, you played him many times, Roger. Jeremy Chardy coming back in that second set and testing you and taking you to a third. Do you think that's, even though you probably wouldn't want to be on there with the heat, do you think that's perhaps a good test for you heading into a match against Hewitt?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think now we're both totally in the tournament. We've played plenty of matches this week, so you would expect both of us to play our best tennis, in the finals. And maybe it was good to have a test, the good thing was, that I was again consistent on my serve. I was a bit tougher on the return, but then Jeremy has a great serve and made it difficult for me for a while there.
Is the match against him on Australian soil, like a dogfight type thing, kind of the perfect build-up to an Australian Open?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, any match is a good one at this point, really, but I don't see finals and semis and Brisbane as a warm-up tournament for the Australian Open. I know everybody sort of talks about that. I can't stand it when people say that. For me, this tournament is important, and then I'll anyway have enough time to get ready for the Australian Open. But clearly, this sets up a good start to the season for both of us. For me now, if I speak personally, I'm very happy to be back in the finals, because sometimes it didn't happen so often last year. So to start off with the finals for me is great, and I hope I can keep momentum up throughout the year, not just also next week.
Last two. Looking back at your rivalry with Leighton, there was that stretch I think you won 15 straight against him. Just wondering what you remember about that stretch that kept it so in your favor, so this one. It was a pretty remarkable run against a pretty tough player.
Yeah, I mean, I had the tough match where I lost at the Davis Cup here in 2003 in the semis. And I was up 2-0 in a break, I think, serving for the match. I ended up losing 6-1 in the fifth. And then I think it's after that I went on the run. I think it really proved me that I could play great tennis, not just for a set, not just for 2 sets, but actually for 3 sets or maybe even longer against the toughest guys out there. And Leighton at that point was the guy you had to, was probably the toughest to beat in the best of 5 set match, also physically and mentally. And for me to be able to not just do it tennis-wise, but also physically and mentally, gave me, I think, the big belief that I could hang with the best, and especially with him, and that I went on a run like I did. I never thought that was going to happen, because he has the game to cause me a lot of problems, and I just think the confidence I had and the amount of then variation I could bring to the court was just difficult for Leighton, but I always felt like it was not just only my racket. The moment I dipped my level, he was going to be there and take it. So I see it again, the same thing tomorrow. The moment I don't play great, he will be there to take it, especially on a quick court like here.
There's been a lot of talk about court speed. If the Australian Open courts play like these ones, is that a good result?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the Australian Open, let's not forget, used to be played mostly during the day, especially the finals too. Now semis, finals, quarters, everything is basically at night. So that has also slowed down conditions drastically over time. You can speed up the balls as much as you want. They're going to be so fuzzed up after 2 games that it's just going to be hard to hit winners and hard to hit service winners, and if that's what people want to see, just rallies all the time, then it's good to have a slow court. But I think if you want a bit more even ground for everybody, also for the lower ranked guys, and more danger for the top guys, then you go with a faster court, and maybe we'll get back, more sort of volley back into the game, more of the unknown, which I think is nice. And I think it's quite incredible how everything has slowed down over the years. I remember when I came up on tour, it was late and things were so different. We had to actually totally change our games around to actually still be able to compete today. So I think it's a good thing. I don't know if it's as quick as this, I doubt it, but if it is, I think it's going to be a very interesting Australian Open.
Thank you.
Yep, my pleasure.